Questions for Coach?
Coach, improved play this last week. You guys fought tooth and nail in the Utah game, won against Colorado. What have you seen differently from the team this week compared to others?
We made some adjustments, and I've seen them handling the adjustments better. Some things that we do differently in practice that helps us in the games more. So it's a matter, again, of continuing to tweak things with this team to give them every opportunity to have success. So the biggest things that I've seen is the consistency to play harder for longer spurts of times in both of those games that's allowed us to play that just at a different level in terms of our toughness.
I know Renze's hiccup hurt in the game, but does that kind of also show you how competitive that they are, just the energy that they're bringing, that they want to be in the game, they want that steal?
Yes and no. I mean, I can see that energy every day in practice. I know everybody wants to play, but you cannot lose your composure. That was a big turning point in the game for us, for him to lose his composure like that, particularly when you've had those conversations before, and it being them in practice even. So it was a tough time, and hopefully it's a good learning experience for him. We don't have to deal with it again. But it was a tough play in the game to lose your emotions like that.
This week, you guys get to get out of the frozen tundra of the Palouse. And
what frozen tundra?
and get to the Bay Area. Struggles on the road this season. You guys have yet to win a true road game. What do you think has arisen from that?
Well, it seems like everywhere we've played, we've had really big crowds that we've had to play against. And that's hard for guys, again, for the first time out on the road to go in those environments and handle themselves. It's obviously something we need to conquer. So this is an excellent road trip coming up and hopefully an opportunity to do that. But they're both going to have tough home court environments to play in as well. And for this team and its growth, it's important that we kind of conquer that this year. So this is a big road trip for us.
Big also for seeding in the Pac12 tournament. Is that something that you've looked at with this road trip and just the end of the year, 2 rematches? You guys have played Oregon schools and these Northern California schools.
Yeah, I don't really look at the seeding yet. I look more at the competition. We're going to get a different California team than we had here because you're playing them at home, and there's that factor in it that you beat them. You're going to get a different Stanford team playing at home as well, too, in their environment. So we've got to handle 2 teams, one we beat, one we didn't beat. And then you got the Oregon schools coming in. You didn't beat either 2 of the Oregon schools as well, too. So it's more about making adjustments, particularly teams that you didn't get a chance to play very well against.
You guys did well against David Collette again on the inside for Utah. Marcus Lee, you made life hard for him last time he was up here, and he's kind of broken out a bit since that game and has played consistent basketball. What's the challenge on guarding that low post threat?
The challenge is the fact that he's playing with a lot more confidence. He plays with a lot more energy at home. They're a different team at home. So the challenge will be the mental focus of our guys just to be accountable on a possession-by-possession basis as to where he is on the floor.
And then for Malachi, what's been the difference coaching-wise for you from his freshman year to sophomore year? What are some of the things you've noticed?
I think there's this old comment out there that coaches make about players, and they said that the bad thing about freshmen is that they're freshmen. The good thing about freshmen is they turn into sophomores the next year. They get a little bit smarter, a little bit tougher, a little bit more, what I would say, locked in on task at hand. In Mal's case, the biggest difference for him is, again, understanding the leadership piece of it. Going from being a part of a team with 4 seniors last year, incoming freshmen, just needing to get the ball to people, to now all of a sudden he's the most experienced player on the team, needing to get people ball, needing to score. It's been a big adjustment for him. And he has to continue to grow in the area of what I call leadership, that voice, being able to take control of that team on the floor at any given time during the course of the game.
Past couple games, the bench has been very productive. Mm-hmm. You've opened it up pretty deep, 10, 11 guys. How are you feeling with your whole team this late in the season?
Yeah, I like the fact that our bench is starting to produce. And I see guys coming into the game starting to play with a lot of confidence. And sometimes players think coaches are to give them confidence. It's really the players need to give the coach confidence to play him, and the reward that we give them, obviously, we have confidence, otherwise it wouldn't be at this level. And you give them an opportunity to play, and guys are starting to respond. So it's been really neat to see this bench start to be more productive, brings in tremendous energy, starting to practice with even more energy, knowing they're going to get those opportunities as well too.
And then, how's Drick doing? Has the knee gotten better? Is it still a day-to-day scenario for you guys?
We've been a little banged up, and I think, again, having given them a couple of days off after our last game, I think it's going to help everybody. So until I see him in practice today, but he should be fine.